What's going on, everybody? This is Ripken, and I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on, one of my little side projects. This here is a Raspberry Pi Model 3. As you can see, it's pretty small, smaller than a cell phone, and smaller than my NES controller. Now, what I've done is I used the internet to research how to set up a dual partition. I'm going to run Kodi on one partition, this is going to boot into the Kodi aspect of it, where I can watch some of my favorite shows. The wife uses it to watch some of her rerun shows, some of the children's shows for my kids, and on another partition I have emulation station. I'm running Recalbox, so I can play all my old video games. So let me just show you guys how the show aspect of this works. I'm going to go ahead and load one of my favorite shows here, which is Mr. Robot. And I'm going to disable the sound so that I don't get a YouTube copyright infringement for this. So just a moment while I find one. I'm not going to load an HD one because I'm doing other things on the internet. HD does work though. When my wife and I watch, we usually watch our shows in HD. So it works pretty good. And even in I don't know if it's going to show. Yeah, so we have 540 here. So, I mean, this is pretty good. Anyway, that's the LibreElec or Kodi aspect of it on this partition. I'm going to go ahead and scroll over now. I put the link in here to load up Recalbox, so I'll show you guys how I run my old video games. Now, when it comes to the video game aspect of this, I don't really get to play it too much. It's more enjoyment that my children get to play the games that I played growing up, and it's pretty amazing to watch them play the old Mario, Super Nintendo games, Nintendo, Sega. Let me go ahead and we mostly play Nintendo, so that's why I have this Nintendo controller if I could find it. And you can see the games available. I went ahead and ran a script to pull in the data, the box data that you're seeing here on the left. And let's go to Zelda 2. And I'll go ahead and load that up just to show you. So this is a Nintendo emulator running Zelda 2. And now I also have PlayStation on here. We'll go ahead and exit out of here and load the PlayStation games. Final Fantasy VII was a tough one to get working on here. Well, probably not for the more experienced users, but I am new to the Raspberry Pi scene, so it did take me a little bit to figure out how to do it. And I still haven't gotten the box art of Final Fantasy VII, which I do have. I'm able to pull it, but I had to go back into the configuration and make it so that bin files didn't show up, and it's just not a lot of... It's information that I'm not going to go over in this video. So... Now, this intro to Final Fantasy VII is pretty long, so I guess I will fill you guys in on what this little computer is. It's just a little single board computer. Obviously, you saw in the beginning, it's very small. It's about $35 for the board. It runs at 1.2 gigahertz. I believe it's got about a gig of RAM, built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, HDMI port. It does have an Ethernet port, which I do use when I use the Kodi aspect of it to watch shows. I actually hardwire it in, and altogether I think I spent on mine for the gaming and everything, I probably dropped about $100. I bought a 64 gigabyte SD card. I have the Flirt case, that's FLIRC, and there we go. Final Fantasy VII. So I haven't optimized all the settings. I haven't even really played with them much. So far I'm more just trying to get everything work properly and watch my kids play it. So I'll play with all these settings more as I learn it. I do have RetroPie also on another Raspberry Pi of mine, so I like to play with a lot of settings in there as well, mess around with it. So we can go ahead and exit. I'm not actually going to play any of these games. You can YouTube all of this stuff and watch other people play them and run tests on them. So that's about it.